Okay, welcome back to our next episode in Sorcery. Let's continue the journey. Let's go to the fork in the road. The road splits across the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin the other side. The left path winds down into a valley, and the right rises up a slope towards first thick, the first thick forest of the hills. So we can go towards a valley or a forest. Let's go towards the forest, just for fun. Let's look towards the forest. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrows. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next leg from the ridge. Let's look left. You pause to consider that route. There is a river there, and the path follows the left bank. It is a safer route, secluded and protected, but the left curve of the landscape would mean you were almost backtracking. You are about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry somewhere close at hand. Let's look around. You look around, then finally look up in the branches of the tree. A pair of wizened, calloused feet are dangling you overhead. About to drop on you, perhaps? Who's there? A voice cries out again, a bit more boldly this time. Up here! Help! Help! I can't get down! It's the voice of a feeble, wiry old man. Stepping back a little, you can see him clearly, as thin as sticks, dressed in dirty rags. What are you hiding from? How the man got up in the tree is a puzzle. He must have been escaping someone fearsome to climb so high. What are you hiding from? You cry. Damn Elvins. I was traveling from Dumpus to the old outpost settlement in Analand, but I were lay-waden by Elvins, robbed me blind, took all but my eyes, left me up there in the tree. I keep getting older, you see. We all do, some worse than others. Climbed up, but now I'm too old to get down. Let's help him. Swinging yourself on the lowest branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He is light as a leaf, and within a moment you have lifted him to the ground. Thanks for that, he remarks, brushing himself down, almost knocking himself over in the process. I was just starting to get a bit, perturbed, but I'm on the safe now. He seems remarkably confident, considering the slightest stumble might break him into bits. What will you do now? Keep going for Analad, he says, but that's where I set off from a while back now. You wouldn't believe the story if I told you. Suffice to say, though, if I know my eyes from my eyes, you're heading out to Mampag, and you'll be smarter than I was. And here, he presses a page into your hand. It is a page torn from a spell book. This might be some use for you. I just found this. Just found it, mind. Don't go asking how, but it's no good to me anymore. Let's take it. You take the page and put it into your pack. The man falls quiet and squats down on the ground. With his jabbering done, you hear a buzzing sound from above. A beehive. Let's climb up and investigate the beehive. Leaving the old man sighing with gratitude on the ground, you climb up through the branches of the tall tree. Seems like a bad idea. The beehive hangs like a ripe fruit from the very highest branch. A huge number of bees dance in and out of the swarm. So you can use magic here. So what would you use? Foff, maybe? Force field? Dumb? See if it gives me some choices. You get your balance enough with their free hands to cast a spell. That's open locks. Yeah, you kind of need a list of the spells. Let's see if I can get one or open up one real quick. Okay, let's see. So if I cast a spell, what are my choices? I can do big, maybe. I become big, make the bees not worry about me. Right, yeah, there you go. Let's see. Open locked doors. Is there a doze? Causes slowness. Yeah, that sounds good. You cast the spell over the bees, slowing their buzzing wings. The effect is unexpected. The bees begin to follow the sky. It seems without buzzing at high speed, they cannot stay afloat. The spell has also affected the old man. He begins to snore right where he is. With the swarm cleared, you are able to climb the tree and open the hive, removing a succulent honeycomb and a nice ball of beeswax. Your stash finds in your pack. The light is fading. It's time to move on. Oh, the man cries, waking up once more. Do you want to hear me riddle? I heard it from the elvins. Let's hear him out. We're never going to move on. With a gesture, you gesture with a hand for him to speak. See him through, though he sees you not, a stinging beast in a box not left. To guard a key is not his lot. To goal a winch of luck briefet. It is nonsense, clearly. You nod once, then turn your attention to the path ahead. I don't know what that is. See him though he sees you not. So it's like invisibility, a stinging beast in a box left not. Maybe bees. He has a key. And to gall a witch of luck befret. Whatever that means. Okay. Let's go towards the forest. The high route seems the most secure. In a valley you can be easily observed from above and led astray, but out in the hills you can go whichever way you choose. Of course, when night falls, it may become cold and exposed up on the slopes. But no matter, this journey was never destined to be easy. So, right. You begin to climb, letting the old man's jabbering fade quickly away. The path winds upwards into the hills and into the cover of a wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you glimpse some strange-shaped animal or other watching you, only to find it is a silhouette of branches and leaves caught at an odd angle. After an hour's walk, you are starting to feel hungry. I guess we should eat, because I don't think we've eaten today. You clamber to the top of a low stone dolmen, then sit and pull out the sugary honeycomb and eat, while admiring the view on the hillside through a break in the trees. You feel better for your rest. Time to move on. It's kind of weird, like they ate the honeycomb. Isn't that a spell ingredient? Like, it didn't even ask me like to eat that or not. I think it's like, yeah, it says Raz requires beeswax. Strange. Seems like it should ask me if it wants to. Maybe it wasn't beeswax I ate, I don't know. Oh, I do have 2 quantities of beeswax. So I have 1, yeah, so it gave me a ration for the honey, and then 2 beeswaxes. And then I have 4 goblin's teeth and a giant's tooth, and blimberry juice. spell is torn through, and only half of the spell is visible. CA something. Okay. Probably gotta need to make camp, since it is getting dark. But to tire yourself out on the first day would be inauspicious. You settle down to make camp for the night in a natural shelter provided by the roots of three gigantic intertwining trees. Your backpack will serve for a pillow, and your cloak for a blanket. You lay yourself out on the ground and are quickly asleep. The moon is high and full in the sky when you next open your eyes. You feel warm and more cozy than you did before, as if wrapped in a gigantic blanket. There's a pain in your leg. Uh-oh. You slowly realize what's happening. A giant bat has settled on your chest and is feeding your leg. Uh-oh. Let's cast a spell. Let's just keep casting Jig. I wonder if you can do that. You raise the spell and play a sweet tune on the bamboo flute. The bat begins to hop absurdly from foot to foot, spinning around and holding out its wings. You toy with the thing for a few minutes and grab it in one hand and lop it away into the trees, where it takes flight not to return. Smiling to yourself, you settle back down. Let's just go to sleep after a bat ate on me. Once again, the crown fills your dreams. Only now, inside of being hidden away in Mampag Fortress by the Archmage. Only now, instead of being hidden away in Mampag Fortress by the Archmage, you see it on the head of the burly villager from Cantopani. Anyone can wear the crown, he declares to you, but wearing the crown, you are no longer just anyone. And then he points a finger at you that seems to crackle with energy, and you find yourself drawn towards him, commanded to do his bidding. Suddenly you are surrounded by angry bees. The new broadsword in your hands is growing heavier and heavier. You are walking towards a crack in the ground. It seems sure to swallow you whole. You stumble to its edge, about to fall. That dream had a lot of stuff I just did. I wonder if that's like different every time, that if you make different choices, it probably is. On the second day of your journey begins in the morning cool. Still halfway between sleeping and waking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the Vexen, close nearby. Its form has changed since you left Analand, and just as you have changed, but is still running beside you. In the temple, they taught you that a prayer to your spirit could heal disease, lift curses, even save you from certain death. But the spirits are not generous, and they decline help often. You can ask your spirit to aid by using the pray button. Where's the pray button? There's actually a button called pray? Oh, there it is. Alright. Well, I don't think I need to pray. You can feel yourself getting accustomed to the fetid air from the hills. You have now ascended several hundred feet and can expect to make excellent progress before the day's end. As you crest the brow of a hill and see something that makes you stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing, and in the clearing are several poles firmly planted in the ground. Atop each is a head. Ugh. Look at the heads. The heads are of all kinds and ages. Some are recently fixed, while others have decayed, and some are nothing but skulls and hair. They are human heads, goblin heads, one or two heads of creatures you do not recognize, all have sewn up eyes and mouths. A large X painted on a rock nearby is obviously intended as a warning not to venture any further. But up ahead the road forks, left and right, and you cannot be sure which path you have been warned not to take. The right-hand path continues to climb, the left-hand path winds down the side of the hill. Great. Well, let's just climb further. There's probably something evil right in here. We can defeat it, though. The climb continues up the hill for the next several hours until you are not far from the top. Then the faint sound of bustling activity reaches you, trampling feet, grunting voices, and the clanking of metal against rock. There is something ahead, hidden by ancient trees that line these slopes. Alright, this is a good stopping point for the episode. See you next time on Sorcery.